Right. So we'll be talking about V speeds right now. V speeds are speeds which you'll be working with depending on which phase of flight you're in. When you're on takeoff, the first speed which you will encounter is your VR. VR is your V rotate. That is the speed which you would begin pulling back on your controls to initiate the pitch up to climb away from your runway. Following which, the next speed you'll be working with is either your Vx or your Vy. The Vx speed is the speed which would give you the best rate of climb. So we'll use that when you have an obstacle almost immediately after the runway and you have to clear it in terms of height. Vy is the speed that gives you your best. No, Vx is the speed which gives you the best angle of climb. So that would give you clearance from an obstacle after the runway. Vy would be the speed that gives you the best rate of climb that allows you to reach your selected altitude in the quickest time possible. So I'm not sure which version of Flight Simulator you're using, but we are using the FSX over here right now. So that's the Microsoft Flight Simulator X. And you can pull up this kneeboard function, which gives you some speeds that you can refer to. Like under the References tab, you can see Vx and Vy. And under the checklist, you can see that the VR speed is 55 knots. So you can help me to remember all these numbers, VR being 55 and Vy being 75 for simplicity. So let's get takeoff clearance. So today's flight would be a short hop from Seletar, Singapore to Sultan Ismail in Johor. I'll just put it in the GPS. Fly direct. Okay. Let's get the takeoff clearance. So let's watch the IAS 5055 VR rotate. And we are at VY. So 500 feet, we can commence our turn. And I'll just let the autopilot take over. So we've gotten our landing clearance. Just fly straight into runway 34. Let's just speed up the simulation just so we can get there faster. So for landing, I'll just pull up the kneeboard again and just show you the speeds that we'll be working with. So you should be paying attention to VS and VSO. VS being your stalling speed in clean configuration, which we're in right now, and that would be 48 knots. VSO is your stalling speed in landing configuration, and that is 40 knots. But for landing, there is this speed which we have to work with that is not on this reference list. That is your Vref. Vref is 1.3 multiplied by your VSO, so that is 52 knots. And usually for landing, we'll throw in an additional 10 knots to your Vref speed, and that makes it 52 plus 10 is 62. The additional 10 knots is to give you a little bit more control in case there are crosswinds, gusts that will push you off alignment. So you can help me to remember 62 knots for landing. So I can already see the runway in the distance. This is runway 34. The heading should be around 340, but I will be turning slightly to the left just so that we will have enough space to line up. Okay, just maybe somewhere around here should be enough. So as we're approaching, we can now reduce our power just to prepare for landing. Just do like maybe 1800 RPMs. Let's do flaps 10. Take over controls from the autopilot as well. And flaps 20. Tune the heading back to 340, was it? And try to slow to 62 knots. over the threshold, throttles are idle. Flare. Touchdown. Flaps up.